Good evening, viewers. This is anchor Kekrizanyo Solo. You're now watching Hornbill TV's Prime Time. First, the headlines. The Israel Defense Forces IDF announced the elimination of 6 Hamas terrorists who participated in the brutal October 7 massacre in Israel. Former President Jimmy Carter died in Plains, Georgia. The Carter Center said in a statement on Sunday the longest-lived U.S. president was 100 years old. In a significant announcement, Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami stated that the state government is on track to implement the much-discussed Uniform Civil Code in January 2025. In an update on the ongoing investigation into the violence that erupted in Sambhal on November 24, Senior Superintendent of Police SPP Krishnan Kumar Bishnoi confirmed that 50 individuals have been arrested so far in connection with the incident. At least 8 individuals were killed and 13, including civilians, were injured on the Afghan side during ongoing clashes at the border, which continued late into Saturday night, according to security officials, Dawn reported. Those were the top headlines, and now for the news in details. Indian talisman pacer Jasprit Bumrah along with England batters Joe Root, Harry Brook and Sri Lanka all-rounder Kamindu Mendes were shortlisted for the ICC Men's Test Cricketer of the Year on Monday, a statement from the ICC said. Bumrah returned to the Test arena following his recovery from a recurring back injury in 2023. He dominated the bowling charts in 2024, featuring across 13 tests in the calendar year. Bumrah delivered his best ever annual tally, 71 wickets, finishing the year with more test wickets than any of the counterparts. It was on India's tour of Australia that the pace spearheaded produced his magnum opus. Meanwhile, former England captain Joe Root continued his impressive run in the longest format of the game in 2024. Across 17 tests, Joe Root compiled his second-best annual run tally in test seconds only to 1,708 runs from 2021, and it was also the 5th instance of Root scoring over 1,000 test runs in calendar year. With 6 test hundreds to go alongside 5 half-centuries, Root was a consistent performer from England, both home and away. While Harry Brook emerged as a breakthrough performer in the longest format, and the 25-year-old scored 1,100 runs at a strike rate of 85, comprising 350s and 400-plus scores, which also included a maiden triple century. To wrap the year on a successful note, Brook closed the tour of New Zealand and on-top scorer to round off England's first series win in the country since 2008. Owing to his impact with the bat, Brook managed to displace Joe Root to reign supreme in the men's ICC Test rankings. On the other hand, Sri Lanka's new middle order mainstay Kamindu Mendes was the 6th batter to score over 1,000 runs in men's tests across the year. Putting in an admirable performance both home and away, Mendes boasted incredible numbers. The most notable was his becoming the joint third quickest to score 1,000 test runs, equaling Sir Don Bradman's 13 innings marks to reach the milestone. Heading on to the next news. A significant breakthrough in treating the human immunodeficiency virus, HIV, came recently with the U.S. Federal Drug Administration, FDA, approving lenacapavir, a new prototype medication which uses a unique mechanism of twice-yearly injections to treat individuals with multi-drug resistant HIV. The development of lenacapavir by Gilead Sciences has been described by the journal Science as the 2024 breakthrough of the year. Lenacapavir has shown high efficacy managing multi-drug resistant cases, offering hope to patients with limited alternatives. Lena Capivir's efficacy was demonstrated through extensive clinical trials conducted globally, including in many countries in Latin America, South Africa, Thailand and the United States. Minister of Higher Education and Tourism of Nagaland, Temjin Imnalong, was on Monday conferred the prestigious Samanya Award in Assam. The award, which consisted of a Thai Ahom traditional garment, a letter of appreciation and a hendang traditional sword, was given to the Nagaland minister during the opening ceremony of the 35th Central Martyrs' Day at the Damchau Dimbeshwar Gogoi Memorial Coordination Award Center. The day is observed annually to honor the memory of Dimbeshwar Gogoi, the organizing secretary of the Ahom Janagoshti Chhatras Sangha AJCS, which was tragically killed by the Alpha group on this day. While accepting the honor, Imnalong emphasized upon the enduring historical ties between Assam and Nagaland. He also mentioned that Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma shared plans to organize collaborative cultural programs in the historic of city Shivsagar.
Shivsagar has been a historic city for not only the people of Assam but also for the people of Nagaland, and especially for the Ao community who borders with all of you. It is indeed a very refreshing experience for me to be here today, to be among the Thai Ahom people of Shivsagar and among all of you. So first of all, I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year 2025 to come from day after tomorrow onwards. I feel very humbled in being awarded the Shahid Dimbeshwar Gogoi Award. I think it is a resilience of the Thai Ahom people and the people of Assam that has shown to turn such a historic moment of 1989 to a very assertive and very inclusive futuristic effort and endeavor of the Thai Ahom community to be able to build its community stronger and better for the days to come. So I think it's a very wonderful experience to be here, and I think I'm going to enjoy some more time here and then go back. I think Shivsagar is a beautiful city, and I think the people of the Northeast should come here, see the beauty of the people here, and also people from Nagaland should come to Shivsagar. We look forward to work together with the government of Assam, especially the Department of Tourism and Culture there also, and in our state also, so that we can build long-lasting cultural ties and Sanskritic ties, so that we can grow together as a people with unity and without any fear or prejudices among us. Thank you. Thank you.
Former President Jimmy Carter died in Plains, Georgia, the Carter Center said in a statement on Sunday. The longest-lived U.S. president was 100 years old. Hours after his passing away, it was announced President Joe Biden declared a national day of mourning on January 9. In a heartfelt tribute, U.S. President Joe Biden has expressed deep sorrow following the passing of former President Jimmy Carter, describing the day as one of sadness but also one that brings an incredible amount of good memories. Biden continued to emphasize the profound impact Carter had on the world. Carter, the 39th President of the United States, who served from 1997 to 1981, was known for his post-presidential work through the Carter Center, where he focused on global health, conflict resolution and democracy promotion. President Biden concluded his tribute by reflecting on the legacy of a man who was measured not by words but by his deeds. Carter's life, marked by unwavering commitment to service and compassion, earned him the admiration of people around the world, including those who never met him. As the world mourns the loss of Jimmy Carter, his contributions to global peace, public health and human rights will continue to inspire generations to come.
This is a sad day, but it brings back an incredible amount of good memories. Today, America and the world, in my view, lost a remarkable leader. He was a statesman and humanitarian. And Jill and I lost a dear friend. I've been hanging out with Jimmy Carter for over 50 years, it dawned on me. And I had countless conversations over those years. I always would be proud to say that he used to kid me about it, that I was the first national figure to endorse him in 1976 when he ran for president. There was an overwhelming reason for it, his character. What I find extraordinary about Jimmy Carter, though, is that millions of people all around the world, all over the world, feel they lost a friend as well, even though they never met him. And that's because Jimmy Carter lived a life measured not by words, but by his deeds. Just look at his life, his life's work. He worked to eradicate disease, not just at home, but around the world. He forged peace, advanced civil rights, human rights, promoted free and fair elections around the world. He built housing and homeless for the homeless with his own hands. And his compassion and moral clarity lifted people up and changed lives and saved lives all over the globe. But Jimmy Carter was just as courageous in his battle against cancer as he was in everything in his life. Cancer was a common bond between our two families, as with many other families. And our son Bo died. When he died, Jimmy and Rosalind were there to help us heal. Jimmy knew the ravage of the disease too well. He lost his father, his brother, his sisters to this terrible disease. So when Jimmy was diagnosed, we did our best to comfort him. We met with him down in Plains, we met with him, anyway. We talked and shared our beliefs that, as a nation, we have the talent and the resources to one day end cancer as we know it, if we make the investments. He believed that like I do. I'll always cherish having seen Jimmy and Rosalind Carter together. Theirs was a love affair of the ages. While we'll miss them both dearly, I do take some solace in our kids were saying it, that they're united once again. We're going to remain forever in our hearts, but they're together again. The entire Carter family, on behalf of the world, the whole nation, we send our whole heartfelt sympathies and gratitude. Our gratitude for sharing President Carter with us for so many years. You know, Jimmy Carter stands as a model of what it means to live a life of meaning and purpose, a life of principle, faith, and humility. His life dedicated to others. You know, he was like my dad. He thought that, he said, Joey, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about dignity, your dignity. About being able to look your kid in the eye and say, honey, everything's going to be okay. He believed, as I do, and many as you do, that that's absolutely possible. It's within our grasp to do that. It's not that hard. In his life, he served the nation in the Navy. He led the state of Georgia. He became president and a beloved statesman all over the world. But to know his core, you need to know he never stopped being a Sunday school teacher at that Baptist church.
We'll now take a short break. Stay tuned for more news.
ब्लैक टाइगर सीमेंट, कमाल का काम, टाइगर है नाम।
कौन?
साइड देना।
कौन है भाई आप लोग?
इस दीवार पे कितना डैम्प है यार, पिलर में भी फ्रैक्चर।
छत पे इतनी सारी क्रैक।
अरे ये क्या मजाक है भाई?
अरे मजाक नहीं, आपका घर हमारी फिल्म के लिए एकदम परफेक्ट है।
कौन सी फिल्म?
हॉरर फिल्म।
मैं तो नाम वाला सीमेंट ही लाया था,
पर वो किसी काम का नहीं निकला।
सीमेंट सिर्फ नाम वाला हो तो घर हॉरर स्टोरी बन सकता है, इसीलिए लाएं काम वाला सीमेंट। ब्लैक टाइगर सीमेंट का सुपर फाइन बॉन्ड और हाई कंप्रेसिव स्ट्रेंथ बनाए घर का कोना कोना मजबूत।
सिर्फ वो हॉरर स्टोरी का क्या हुआ?
अरे भाई, तुम्हारा नया घर इतना प्यारा है कि हमने हॉरर को लव स्टोरी में बदल दिया।
ब्लैक टाइगर सीमेंट, कमाल का काम, टाइगर है नाम।
विकास पुरुष प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी के मार्गदर्शन एवं माननीय मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी के कुशल नेतृत्व में प्रयागराज महाकुंभ 2025 अब डिजिटल महाकुंभ बनने के लिए हो चुका है तैयार। डिजिटल महाकुंभ के सपने को साकार करने वाली आवश्यक सेवाओं के लिए कुंभ सहायक AI चैटबॉट को QR कोड स्कैन कर WhatsApp पर प्राप्त किया जा सकता है। इससे श्रद्धालु 11 भाषाओं में हर तरह की जानकारियां प्राप्त कर सकेंगे। कुंभ सहायक चैटबॉट से बोलकर या लिखकर तत्काल जानकारियां प्राप्त होंगी। ये चैटबॉट श्रद्धालुओं को मीडिया गैलरी जैसी कई और सुविधाएं भी देगा। किसी अस्थायी शहर के लिए पहली बार गूगल पर महाकुंभ मेला क्षेत्र अलग से चिन्हित किया गया है। इससे नेविगेशन आसान होगा। डिजिटल महाकुंभ का साक्षी बनने आप भी पधारिए प्रयागराज। सनातन गर्व महाकुंभ पर्व महाकुंभ 2025 प्रयागराज।
कौन
साइड है ना?
कौन है भाई आप लोग?
इस दीवार पे कितना डैम्प है यार, पिलर में भी फ्रैक्चर।
छत पे इतनी सारी क्रैक।
अरे ये क्या मजाक है भाई?
अरे मजाक नहीं, आपका घर हमारी फिल्म के लिए एकदम परफेक्ट है।
कौन सी फिल्म?
हॉरर फिल्म।
मैं तो नाम वाला सीमेंट ही लाया था।
और वो किसी काम का नहीं निकला।
सीमेंट सिर्फ नाम वाला हो तो घर हॉरर स्टोरी बन सकता है, इसीलिए लाएं काम वाला सीमेंट। ब्लैक टाइगर सीमेंट का सुपर फाइन बॉन्ड और हाई कंप्रेसिव स्ट्रेंथ बनाए घर का कोना कोना मजबूत।
सिर्फ वो हॉरर स्टोरी का क्या हुआ?
अरे भाई, तुम्हारा नया घर इतना प्यारा है कि हमने हॉरर को लव स्टोरी में बदल दिया।
ब्लैक टाइगर सीमेंट, कमाल का काम, टाइगर है नाम।
Welcome back. Heading on to the next news. The Israel Defense Forces IDF announced the elimination of 6 Hamas terrorists who participated in the brutal October 7 massacre in Israel. According to a post on X, joint operations by the IDF and the Israel Security Agency in Gaza's Jabalia and Beit Lahia areas led to the deaths of key individuals responsible for the deadly attack. The terrorists targeted in the operation included Mohammed Abd al-Hamid Salah, Zahir Abd Rabo Mohammed, Sahab Ali Magad Ali Ramadan and Mohammed Hamouda. The IDF further confirmed that Rasim Judeh, a Hamas company commander in the Jabalia region, was also eliminated. Judeh, who played a direct role in the October 7 massacre, was killed alongside 4 Hamas commanders and 5 additional terrorists. In total, the operation resulted in the death of 14 terrorists, including 6 who had infiltrated Israeli territory during the October 7th assault. In a separate update, IDF international spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Nadif shared further insight into the operation targeting Hamas militants. He revealed that approximately 240 terrorists from Hamas and the Islamic Jihad organizations were apprehended for further investigation, while around 20 others were eliminated during the operation. Of those apprehended, 15 terrorists were identified as having infiltrated Israel on October 7, participated directly in the massacre. These operations remain ongoing as the IDF works to dismantle Hamas terror network and ensure the safety of Israeli civilians. More details to follow, Shosani included. In a significant announcement, Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami stated that state government is on track to implement the much-discussed Uniform Civil Code (UCC) in January 2025. Speaking at an official event, Dhami emphasized that the legislation would be enacted as an official law next month, after which it will be enrolled out across the state. He further ensured and also giving the people his assurance that the necessary preparations were already underway, including training for government officials and departments to handle the operation of the law.
दूर दराज के लोग हैं और बाहर से आने वाले जो हमारे पर्यटक हैं, श्रद्धालु हैं, उनको किसी प्रकार की परेशानी न हो, इसलिए जगह जगह पर अलाव जलाए जाएं, कंबल का वितरण जहां हो सकता है नए लोगों को, जरूरतमंद लोगों को किया जाए। साथ में सड़कें इत्यादि जो बंद हो जाती हैं बीच में कहीं बर्फबारी के कारण से उसको खोलने की तत्काल व्यवस्था हो, बिजली की और पानी की इसका रिस्टोरेशन सुनिश्चित करवाया जाए। दवाइयाँ हैं, भोजन है, सड़कों की स्थिति को ठीक किया जाए, जहां पर सड़कें टूटी हैं उनको ठीक किया जाए और साथ ही साथ शीतकाल यात्रा भी जो हमारी चल रही है उसके संबंध में भी चर्चा हुई है। पिछले सालों के मुकाबले इस साल आने वाले जो पर्यटक हैं उनकी संख्या भी बढ़ी है और ये हमारी एक अच्छी शुरुआत हो गई है, बड़े उत्साहजनक रहा है और 2024 के साल में अनेक सारी उपलब्धियां राज्य को मिली हैं, राज्यवासियों को मिली हैं और अब 25वें साल में हम प्रवेश कर रहे हैं। तो 25वां साल हमारा और उपलब्धियों भरा हो, क्योंकि ये हमारा रजत जयंती वर्ष भी है, तो सभी विभाग उस दिशा में काम कर रहे हैं।
सर, यूसीसी को लेके अब नया साल आ रहा है, यूसीसी का कब तक जनता को सौगात मिलने वाली है?
नहीं, यूसीसी के इसी महीने जनवरी माह में जो है जो हमारा एक्ट बनकर तैयार हो गया है वो लागू होगा। उसके लिए ट्रेनिंग इत्यादि, ऐप इत्यादि के काम हैं, वो सब चल रहे हैं और उस पर पूरी तरह से हमारा सभी विभाग अपने अपने स्तर से जिनको काम करना है काम कर रहे हैं। सरलीकरण, समाधान और निस्तारण ये हमारा शुरू से मंत्र रहा है और यूसीसी भी हमारा इसी मंत्र को आगे बढ़ाएगा।
सर, बुलडोजर एक्शन देखने को मिलेगा आपका? सरकारी जमीनों पे जो कब्जों की बात आई थी, 15 दिन में रिपोर्ट मांगी थी आपने।
वो काम हमारा चल रहा है। अवैध मदरसे हैं, सरकारी जमीनों पर अवैध कब्जे, अतिक्रमण, वो अभियान है हमारा। वो अभियान जब तक पूरी तरह से सफाई नहीं होगी तब तक वो चलता रहेगा।
सर 2024 के क्या अचीवमेंट देखते हैं और 25 के लिए क्या कुछ टारगेट आप फिक्स कर रहे हैं?
नहीं, बहुत सारी उपलब्धियां हमको मिली हैं। चाहे हम आज राज्य नीति आयोग के द्वारा जो आंकड़े प्रतिवर्ष जारी किए जाते हैं सतत विकास के लक्ष्यों को प्राप्त करने में, उसमें उत्तराखंड राज्य पहले पायदान पर रहा है। हमने जो बेरोजगारी में भी 4% की कमी की है, राष्ट्रीय औसत से भी हमने उसको भी पीछे छोड़ा है। इसी प्रकार से ईज ऑफ डूइंग है, ईज ऑफ लिविंग है, इन सभी पर अच्छा काम किया है। रेवेन्यू कलेक्शन भी हमारा अच्छा हुआ है, जीएसटी भी बढ़ी है, राज्य की जीएसडीपी में भी लगभग 33% की ग्रोथ हुई है। अनेक हमने निर्णय लिए हैं, अनेक चीजों को धरातल पर उतारा है और ये 24 का जो वर्ष है ये हमारे लिए काफी मामलों में बहुत अच्छा रहा है और 25 चूंकि हमारे लिए विशेष वर्ष है, रजत जयंती वर्ष है, तो हम इसको विशेष बनाने के लिए काम करेंगे।
सर, महिला अपराध में बेहद तेजी से 24 में देखी गई बढ़त, उसके लिए क्या एक्शन लेने वाले हैं आप?
देखिए, महिला सशक्तिकरण और सुरक्षा दोनों ही हमारी प्राथमिकता है और उसके लिए जो हमारा ऐप है वो भी काम कर रहा है। महिला जो हमारी कर्मचारियां हैं, महिला पुलिस है, उनको और एक्टिव किया गया है, थानों को एक्टिव किया गया है और इसकी लगातार समीक्षा भी हो रही है और ये हमारी प्राथमिकता में।
At least 8 individuals were killed and 13 including civilians were injured on the Afghan side during ongoing clashes at the border which continued late into Saturday night, according to security officials, Dawn reported. The intense exchange of fire followed an escalation in tensions after Pakistani fighter jets targeted alleged camps of the banned Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan (TTP) in Afghanistan's eastern Paktika province earlier this week. The clashes erupted after a failed attempt by militants on the Afghan side to infiltrate Pakistan, triggering fresh fighting on Saturday. One Frontier Corps soldier was martyred and 11 others sustained injuries in the renewed violence. Also, security forces and the security sources confirmed that on Friday, militants attempted to breach the border, but their efforts were thwarted by Pakistani forces. Following the failed infiltration attempt, the militants joined Afghan forces and launched an attack on Pakistani posts with botlights and heavy weapons on Saturday morning. The Afghan forces, in coordination with militants, targeted several Pakistani border posts in area including Ghosgarhi Mata Sankar, Kot Raga and Tari Mengal. The clashes lasted throughout the day. Pakistani forces responded with retaliatory fire, inflicting significant losses on the Afghan side and forcing an attacker to abandon their border posts, sources claimed as per Dawn. Pakistan has repeatedly expressed concerns over the use of Afghan soil by militants for cross-border attacks, particularly in regions like Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif addressed the issue last week, urging the Afghan government to take decisive action against the TTP, emphasizing that attacks from Afghan soil were a red line for Pakistan. He also stated that while Pakistan is willing to engage in talks with Kabul, dialogue cannot occur alongside ongoing attacks. On the same day as the airstrikes, Pakistani delegation led by Special Representative Muhammad Sadiq met with Afghan leaders in Kabul to resume diplomatic dialogue after a year-long hiatus, Dawn reported. Also, according to information, the Afghan government launched a protest over the airstrikes, claiming that at least 46 civilians, mostly women and children, were killed. The strikes followed an attack in southern Waziristan last week, which resulted in the martyrdom of 16 Pakistani soldiers. That's all for the Primetime Bulletin. For more news, keep watching Hornbill TV.
साइड है ना?
कौन हो भाई आप लोग?
इस दीवार पे कितना डैम्प है यार, पिलर में भी फ्रैक्चर।
छत में इतनी सारी क्रैक।
अरे ये क्या मजाक है भाई?
अरे मजाक नहीं, आपका घर हमारी फिल्म के लिए एकदम परफेक्ट है।
कौन सी फिल्म?
हॉरर फिल्म।
मैं तो नाम वाला